like if we did good traveling now this year, that's temporary too. Maybe this whole experience is only just a one-time thing, a shadow of what is reality. Because in reality, we're all struggling to find the truth and struggling to find what we're going to do next.
If you enjoyed Amsterdam, I think you should probably tour around Dublin for a bit.
What about the stuff that's more like, like countries like castles or,
we have any amount of that.
I was introduced to Matt Molloy by my father's Kempo teacher, Mr. Bob White, who introduced me to Ed Downey, who's in charge of Kempo karate in Ireland, a lot of the Kempo schools, who in turn introduced me to Matt Molloy. So it's kind of a great circle of intermixing and good fortune that we met.
And we are staying with Matt Molloy in his very beautiful home. It has about 4 bedrooms, I believe. And the thing about that is everyone gets their own bed.
It's like super nice house. We have beds and blankets and pillows and like a nice place to stay. We're not cramped into like a tiny apartment.
It's actually a very luxurious house, and it was interesting because most martial artists don't lead a very comfortable lifestyle like this, so this is very nice.
We had proper showers, proper everything, so we were just treated so well. With some really good food and everything like that. I'm so thankful for what he did, and his wife is so lovely. It's a good place to be.
I think we're going to somewhere what's it called, Greenwich? Newgrange, excuse me. And that's supposed to predate Stonehenge. So we're going to visit that and see if we can't pick up any cool, interesting, significant experiences.
So let me get this straight. 8,000 people arrive in Ireland. And then, they build this thing and they drop down to 4,000 people. And then, at some point, right before Christianity came, it drops down to 0. And then there's 432 people in Ireland. But what I don't understand is, where did all the people go? And then where did they come from? The thing that we're about to come upon is fossilized caveman balls. We hang out in the museum and I'm acting silly in the museum, learning about prehistoric testicles and stuff. Yeah. Get it, girl. First vibrator. Stone vibrator. They don't make them like that anymore. Whoa, back in the day, 5-year-olds used to live for about 130 years. They must have been a very, very, very evolved race back then to have already invented mace. I don't know where they would have put the liquid in.
Where we're going was built somewhere like 3,300 years BC.
Whoa.
Long freaking time.
Long time ago.
It's over like 5,000 years. Talk about ancient culture, people don't think about Ireland. They think about, China, they think about some place in Europe, Africa, like the cradle civilizations, right? But they don't think about Ireland, a place like that. Yet, this place, Newgrange, outdates Stonehenge by hundreds of years.
It's basically an ancient burial site for ancient Ireland. This one is unique in that on the winter solstice every year, the internal enclosure only gets light on for 2 or 3 minutes on the winter solstice every year.
It's completely surrounded with blackness, and then you have like this needle of light just piercing through it,
Shines through a tiny channel that's opening from the outside. In complete darkness all year. until the sunlight comes in on the winter solstice and lights up the whole tomb for a few
Shines the
seconds.
grave.
It's kind of a cool metaphor that no matter how dark something is or how much night consumes a certain space, light always breaks through.
Inside the structure, it was kind of, you got like a little bit of an eerie sense. It was dark in there except for once a year, and you know, people used to bring their dead in there, and they said that the idea of the light coming in was so that the dead would like know how to take the journey onward to the next step, like follow the light. It's pretty intense. Beautiful here.
I was trying to feel spirits, but I don't think spirits go there anymore. So it's kind of empty. Like it's just a building now. It didn't really mean anything to me anymore. As opposed to some places I go to, I can actually feel remnants of things. But yeah, cool place to visit. But I felt kind of, you know, gypped.
Isn't relevant to life nowadays. That's irrelevant to me, basically. Here we have
Me and Wes, we went to supermarket. We got back to the school after finding directions from a bunch of high schoolers, and they walked with us over here because we kind of got lost. It was kind of a good thing because we kind of wanted to get lost and explore the town a little bit. But when I got back, I got into training, and Wes just went off exploring some more.
DY and I went out to explore. I love exploring. It's nice to get away from the group every now and then and just go out on your own and blaze a trail, Lewis and Clark it up, you know. And our Sacagawea, in this case, were these little kids in the town of Trim. What's your name?
Liam.
And
Laura.
Cormac.
Ashton. Emmy.
Daniel. All right, nice. They were just in high school. Cutest freaking kids, so cool. These kids of Trim end up coming back, and we meet up with them. Can you guys show me around like Trim? Yeah, we go to the castle. Show me like the best stuff. Like, what's your favorite thing? Courthouse.
We could go castle because it'd be nice lit up and all.
Okay, is there some light there?
Yeah, there's light. It's all lit up.
All right, let's go. Show us what it's about.
Do we pause it?
Come on, we walk.
Yeah, we can walk. This is the courthouse.
Yeah, this is the courthouse.
Can't go. Well, you can walk around. We can go down that way. No, walk this way.
On this river, this is the oldest bridge.
It doesn't have a name.
Bridge.
The oldest bridge.
The oldest bridge.
There's a granddad. His granddad was fishing and he found this fish, and then he said he
Called
goes,
the salmon and all.
yeah, he found a salmon, and then he goes, I'm going off, don't eat the fish, and then
There's a blister on the fish and
Yeah.
he popped it with his thumb, and
Yeah,
then
and
he
then-
put the thumb in his mouth because it burnt himself, and then he got all the knowledge from the fish. I was taken around from there by them, and they were explaining the town, and they were just talking about Irish culture.
It was made by Hugh de Lacy.
Hugh de Lacy. Okay.
It was the oldest Norman castle in Ireland.
In Europe.
In Europe.
They had a ton of knowledge about the town. They took me to the castle, and then we went to a place where there was like an older graveyard and also a hospital that was in ruins.
It's an old graveyard, this part. This part's a graveyard, and then over there's the hospital.
Okay, so we're going to the graveyard first.
Wort and you pierce it and put it and then put it on the stove and the warts go away.
Whoa. I think that's where your understanding of a different culture will come from, is actually experiencing the culture from the locals.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, everyone key up.
I felt very welcome and, invited to go along with just a bunch of kids I'd never met before, and they took me there. And this is just a place that they walk around and hang out at, and, they've grown up here.
Hello!
I'm trying to hear.
Hello! Speaking of school, you guys can be and do whatever you want, really. If you have a passion for it, then do it.
I'm not going to make money. I'm not going to be nothing. I'm going to be in jail. Everyone says that I'm going to be doing drugs and in jail and all that kind of stuff.
I'm hoping that Liam, he really kind of stuck out in my head. I'd like him to take martial arts or something. I think he would learn a lot about himself and just a little more belief in himself. Because he was a wonderful kid. The kid should have been a comedian. And that whole group, they really touched me. It was nice to be invited in like that.
See you later.
I met like 7 kids in town that were showing me the whole town, like through the ruins and everything. They want to watch.
Actually came up to the Kempo class that we were having. We had to put on a little performance for them, which was great.
You have an audience now because of so you're gonna have to do
We got lost. They're the ones that actually got us back. So
that's no problem.
So he says we should do something for them.
Do a little something for them.
I think in martial arts, a lot of people get caught up with what they do, and in people's life and jobs, they just get like, this is what I do, this is what you do, and that's gonna be it. But I think if people are a little more open and a little more relaxed to be like, can I learn something from you? Maybe there's something in your art that you can help show me that can help me understand my own art, then there's something beneficial there. So we always like to ask people, can you help us out? So Mr. Malloy shared with us the Kempo form. And it's cool to talk to Mr. Malloy because we have the same background with Kempo. Of course, he knows more forms than me, he knows more Chinese than me. That's his specialty. Even though we trained in completely different continents, but we share that in common. To me, that was really cool, and it just shows that, no matter where you are, you can always find something in common with something.
It was just nice to be here with other people that train in a different part of the world, that train a different style, and just to get to know that, it feels nice. It's amazing how much, like, when you share something with someone else, even if they're on the other side of the world and you've never even met them, there's just a connection, Because before, if you grow up in the States, the world's this big scary place and all these scary things are happening, and no one will like you because you're American, and when I come here, I find that if you share something with someone, the doors are wide open between those two people, But just that one thing that connects me to everyone else, and then I'll be able to have open doors to everybody. And everyone will have an open door to me, So that was the thought I've never even had till just right now, in this moment. So again, it speaks to the the earlier thing that I wanted. I want a mental click. I want a realization. And this trip is, you know, slowly and surely I'm starting to get that.
Change takes time. Though the inside can change, and it changes by building up information, it takes time to process all information, it takes time to process all experiences, and be able to change that into our present reality. So I think the guys have certainly seen a lot, I've seen a lot, and being here is different every time.
Slowly inside I feel my grip on my old life, which was very tight because it's all I knew and I was very comfortable with. It's slowly loosening. You know, and I think I'm getting to that place where I have enough courage in myself to go.
Say a storm comes through. Some families sit in their living room and enjoy the rain. All others, the house gets torn out of the ground, smashed flat. My turn, that's all. I was in the path of the tornado.
Hidden by other motives, we're all here for development of self-growth. So I really hope that that can come full circle.
You know what they say? You either get busy living or you get busy dying.